Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to another great epic episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. See the thumbnail, banner, background, all that good stuff, guys. We are talking Invincible, not season one, but season two. Episode one. This is going to be a spoiler-free recap. No, not spoiler-free. We're spoiling everything in this episode. I'm tripping.
We better spoil it.
Yeah, we spoiling everything. We spoiling it up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. Guys, as you see, I am not by myself. I got my homie right here, Mr. Eman with Eman's Movie Reviews. Sir, thank you so much for coming through. I do appreciate it. Your presence is always appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invite.
Oh, of course, man. Of course. Anytime. And guys, if you love what we both have to say, you can follow us on social media. Of course, Eman's information is in the description box of this video. And like always, bam, he is right there on that top VIP row on my channel tab. Man is past 100,000 subscribers, on his way to 150. Go ahead and show him some love. He makes a ton of dope videos. So let's go ahead and get into this, man. I remember I was late to the party with season one of Invincible. I think I came through in like episode 4 or 5. Everybody was raving about it, and I fell in love. And I was like, damn it, I wish I would have got on this earlier. What in the world was I thinking? And I'm finally glad I did, man. But we're trying to be ahead of the curve here with season 2, man. Amazon, they blessed us with some episodes early, the first 4, but we're only gonna be discussing episode 1. So if you're watching this, Amazon, thank you so much. But man, I watched episode 1 and then I rewatched season 1 again in preparation for this. I had nearly as much fun rewatching it the second time as the first. Man, this is an incredible show. They exploded the whole just universe with where things could go, and I can say after watching this first episode, man, I am really, really excited and think right now that season 2 could possibly surpass season 1 as far as quality is concerned. I mean, that's where I am right now. But I love this first episode, and of course I'm gonna get into my favorite characters. I do have some specific questions that I want to ask you about season 1 as well, but I am very, very excited about this, man. This really feels good to be a superhero fan, a comic book fan. Everything they're doing with Invincible, Amazon is just 2 thumbs up so far. So I am a happy camper. How you feeling after watching this first episode?
Oh man, we back, baby. Because like it was a long wait, very, very long wait. So clearly, there's a lot of expectations, especially given like how the last season ended. I mean, there's a lot of stuff still imprinted in my brain from season 1 that I still can't shake. So I thought it was always very imperative that when season 2 kicks up, you got to come back and make it worth the wait. And I think they did that. They did that. So I was very happy with this episode. Kicked things off in a very interesting way. I think the people will like it too.
Already, man. Let me ask you this though. This episode is titled "A Lesson for Your Next Life." When it started out, bro, I was like, "Whoa, where are we at? Did we fast forward into the future? Is this some type of alternate universe, alternate dimension?" Like Eman, Omni-Man was evil. He just like just there's no redeeming of his character at all. I don't care. He can save the planet 17 times. It still will not make up for the amount of damage he did in season 1. But to see him and Mark teaming up versus Immortal in this first episode, I was shocked. I did not expect the episode to start out that way. I mean, true hostile takeover over the world. Mark popping up on these monitors like people of Earth. Okay, I know we took over your planet, but listen, you can join the Viltrumite army. You won't have any more illnesses, no more sickness or nothing. All you stupid people that don't want to, we're gonna kill you. I mean, yada yada. I was just like, wow, I did not expect this. I was just thinking to myself, I never thought that Mark would team up with his dad. But it looks like it. But I was like, this cannot be the case. We got Adam Eve. She got a shaved head. It was just a mess. It was just a mess. and we had Sterling K. Brown's character, which you're gonna talk about in a second. He dipped in the portal, but what was your first reaction? Not only seeing Mark and Omni-Man teaming up here at the beginning, but also them beating the hell out of Immortal. I mean, damn, dude just keeps coming back over and over. And I also want your opinion on like, do you feel there's any stakes to his character because he's immortal? But anyway, how did you feel about this opening scene right here that clearly shocked the hell out of me?
So just going backwards with the immortal thing, I don't know if there are stakes per se. I mean, he's an interesting character in terms of like he seems like DC's version of Randall Savage. Like he was just some guy who happened to get some energy or something, whether it was a portal or something from space or whatever, that now he just can't be killed, or it's just harder for him to stay dead, because clearly decapitation can stop him, but if his body gets reconnected, as we saw in season 1, he'll be fine. I don't know if he can recover from his head being smushed though. That's when Mark said recover from that, I think it's over. I think that's over with, for him.
Man.
But I will say that like after that initial impression when you see this scene, I was like, okay, this got to be a multiverse or something. And I will say that I don't like the fact that they tease this in the trailer.
Okay.
Because again, the trailer is supposed to entice you. It's not supposed to spoil things. So the moment I saw that with the trailer, I was like, oh, this got to be a multiverse thing going on. So I was like, okay, like I can suspend belief. It kind of took the edge off a little bit compared to if I came into this completely cold. Then I would have been like, what the hell is going on? You were saying. But this is like a good way, I think, to do the multiverse by not overbearing people, with like time travel and how it works and all this stuff. Just come in, show us that what if episode, because the whole
well said. No, I said well said. I was getting.
Oh, I thought you said 1 second. Sorry.
My bad.
But like the whole appeal in seeing these what if scenarios is just how crazy things can get. And this was definitely crazy. We would never suspect Mark teaming up with his dad, especially after what we just saw, in the last episode, in the last season. So I thought they handled that very well. And then of course, the further you get into the episode, you see Adam Eve looking way different than normal. You see Robot. We already know he has a new body, so clearly that's when things started to become more apparent that this is an alternate universe. And at the end of the day, I was like, okay, cool. Like the only downfall with seeing alternate universes is that whatever happens might not matter. So you saw he paralyzed Adam Eve or he killed Immortal. Okay, well, who cares? It's in another dimension. Like we only care about our dimension, like what we know. So it was entertaining though to see.
It really was. And one indicator that kind of gave it away to me when I was like, okay, this has to be an alternate reality dimension, whatever, is when they showed Robot's original body here. That this deformed figure right here that looks like the guy off the Goonies from the 90s. I was like, no, his character died in the first one, in the first season. I remember I rewatched it just a couple of days ago. So I was like, yeah, this can't happen. But I was still entertained by it. But yeah, man, initially I was just kind of shocked, Mark doing Adam Eve like this and just everything else. And so I kind of knew that this weapon right here was like not going to take out Omni-Man. I'm like, they're not going to kill him, in the first episode, so but that was interesting to me. And so great job of opening this season out, because my jaw was on the floor. But I want to ask you this. I remember when I was doing lives for season 1, I gave Amber a really hard time. I liked her at first, and I was saying to myself, I think in episode 5 or 6, when she was giving Mark a hard time, like, why are you telling me you're a superhero? I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, he doesn't know you.
Yeah.
So just to spill all the beans like this, I mean, he's doing this for this reason. He's just now becoming a superhero. He's only been a superhero for a few weeks, months. Why are you giving him such a hard time? You're annoying. I don't like you, blah. You know, and for the most part, people did agree with me, but I did get some pushback. How did you feel about that? Am I tripping, or did you feel the same or different? How did you feel about Amber's
case? Hell no, you wasn't tripping, because you have to think about what happened, right? Because I went back and I had to reevaluate that whole situation too. And her whole point was she was upset that he didn't trust her to reveal and share his secret identity with her. First of all, y'all in high school.
Yeah.
Y'all just started dating.
Right.
Do you know how easily relationships come and go in high school before you even get exposed to college?
Right.
And you know how many times relationships break off after high school, because college, it's a whole new world, you know, and it's a lot more options. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know what? I'm gonna kind of chalk it up to immaturity, because they're just 18, right? Like they literally are young people at this point. But no, sorry, I could see if y'all was dating for like 4 years, you know, all of high school, y'all were high school sweethearts, and then he still didn't. Then I could see it. Y'all just been dating for 2 months, if that, couple weeks, you know, y'all ain't even do. Y'all barely kissed. Like, what are you talking about? You know, you ain't go to no prom together. You ain't do nothing. You know, I don't see no matching outfits. What did he owe you? And on top of that, when you knew that's what he was doing,
and you still drilling them.
I'm just saying, you couldn't get it. You know, like, well, I guess maybe he don't want to tell me because it would put me in jeopardy. You know, if people started to know that I know, or he know, or that we dating, like, you know, like. So I just chalk it up to they was both young, dumb, and in love. And, you know, people argue over dumb stuff when they
You're absolutely right, man. You know, when you're at that age, I try to give her the benefit of the doubt after rewatching it a little bit, like, man, was I too harsh? And then I was like, they are kids too. And I remember how stupid I was during that time. You know,
it pissed me off when it happened. I was like, come on. Like, this is what you mad about? This? And you know he's literally not playing you. You can't give, because at the end of the day, whenever you're with someone, you have to at least give them the benefit of the doubt that they're not trying to actively hurt you. He's not going out there because he wants to hurt your feelings, and that's why he's holding a secret. Like, cut people some slack.
Yeah, man. I just remember the episode where I think it was 6 or 7 in season 1, where they were outside, on campus, and I forgot his name, but the crazy scientist was kidnapping students and changing them into cyborgs. You know, Mark disappeared and came back, and she gave him such a hard time.
And she knew.
And she knew. Yeah.
That to me is called playing games.
Right.
You playing games. But again, they're young folks, immature, they play games. But that's what made it a little bit worse for me, was like, you're giving them a hard time, even though you know, but then you want to twist it and say, oh, but it's really because you didn't trust me. Like, wait a minute, pick a battle. Like, what are you doing? So if I was Mark, I would have called her out on that.
I wish
you knew all this time and you still was trying to cuss me out with it. No.
Hopefully he will do that sometime in this season. And I just wanted to bring that up too. I mean, we jumping around. We didn't got to go in order, but the way the episode ended, you know, they got their letters to college, their acceptance letters, and it looks like they're going to stay together.
And that's great.
You know,
that's
she didn't. She didn't piss me off.
No, listen, Amber's cool now. Like, she had that one moment that she was tripping. But now I'm like, okay, everything makes more sense now.
Yes, I agree. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the chat, in the comments, all that good stuff. We read all the comments. We are dying to know. So make sure you let us know. And one thing I love about the show, man, is the story of Mark and the Guardians of the Globe is already interesting enough. But even before we hit the record button, you spoke about some of the side plots, the side stories. And you can talk about that at whatever pace you want. just about this show is there's so much more out of the main cast that keeps my interest. And I love that. There's so much to explore. For example, when the machine head guy in season 1, that big tiger lion beast guy, this battle is beneath me, and you know, he teleported, just stuff like that. I want to see more characters like that come around. The other guy, was it Seth Rogen? That's playing the guy. With the coalition of the planets. That's very interesting to me. But also, I did not like them in season 1, episode 1. But now these characters are my favorite out of the whole show, and that's the Mahler twins. I love
they are getting better.
Man, I am just so entertained by seeing them pop up. It's just really, really entertaining to me. This the way that they're locked up in this facility here, talking crap to the guards, like, you know, we geniuses. We know we're gonna break out of here. And you know, you can either be on the good side or my bad side. If you just give us some good food or whatever, you know, don't give us this mush. I really like them. They're genius. They're dumb geniuses. They're very entertaining. I love the whole concept of them not knowing who is the clone. That is just so smart. And just that I mean, they have like an unbreakable bond. And I'm really entertained. And so I really like the amount of screen time they got in this first episode, being broken out of prison by this new character that we have here, played by Sterling K. Brown, by the name of Angstrom Levi. I like Sterling. I love Sterling. I'm a big fan of his. Yeah, man. Yeah. Do you share the same passion with the Marla twins as I do? Or
I wouldn't call it passion, but I am definitely entertained by them. And I just loved how it just made technological sense, you know, especially from the last season, where the reason why they're doing this whole back and forth is because they literally share the same mind. You know, it's like when you wake up, you still think you're you, but you happen to be in a different body, and you could be a clone, but you don't know if you're the clone because you share the same mind, memories, and everything as the original. So it's a great running joke. And you know, I guess sneak peek for folks, they elevate the joke later, so y'all can keep looking forward to that. But to your point earlier, I too love the fact that these side stories are not just things like filler, right? So like we watch a lot of different shows. Oh, I'm the hero, I'm gonna go on some side mission, and this never has any connection in the future. But it's, you know, I love the fact that this show still caters to a lot of things, and that's why I would recommend to everybody, if you're even watching this right now, go back and rewatch season 1. Please. Because you're gonna there are things I know I forgot. Like, so for example, the whole thing with the Mars trip, I almost didn't even pay attention to the Mars thing, but that is something that eventually will probably play a role in this story. I don't know how, I don't know when, but they didn't do that for nothing. Or like you mentioned with Alan, you know, you see that in the trailers, Alan comes back. Why? What significance does that have? So all these things that you probably didn't pay attention to will play a role later. And that's another reason why I just love this whole series, because everything matters. Like, they're not wasting time. They're not wasting our time with the story or the characters, because people come back. Heck, even the mad scientist that you was talking about, he came back at the very last episode, you know, because they started using his technology to try and fight against Omni-Man. I love that, because I thought he was a one and done. You know, so yeah, man, those side stories are great.
Wasted. I can't remember the last time I watched any type form of entertainment to where I liked everybody, like all the characters. There's never a time to where I wanted to fast forward or like, okay, skip through this, or I can, you know, look at my phone during this scene. No, I mean, I'm interested in everybody. I really do like Cecil too. I think he's dope. And also, look, who does he have right there next to him? Mr. Donald.
Donald.
Yeah. He died in the first one. In the first season.
He come back.
Yeah, that's something that we're going to have to explore. They don't talk about it in this episode, but do they talk about it in the future episodes? We're going to have to see. But that was corny. But yeah, man, I like that. I like Cecil. Of course, I like that they did not fast forward in too much time into the future from what happened at the end of season 1. I think
it says a couple of weeks,
like a month. Yeah, like no more than a month. Yeah, and this is the white version of Nick Fury in the MCU with all the with all the technology, man. And I even like just the design in his face. He has a scar on the far right, and of course he kind of he doesn't have to be an asshole, but I understand
why he gotta be no nonsense. The type of stuff you deal with, you ain't got time to play.
Right. He has to be harsh. But during this scene right here, he's very caring and empathetic to Mark. Like, bro, look, you just went through, I think the exact word he used was an emotional tumble dryer or something he said. I just want to make sure we do need you, but, you just went through the ringer, man. You need to sit down and take a nap and have a sandwich.
I don't think Cecil's that hard, though. Like, I feel like Cecil is no nonsense. Like, he's like, look, we got to get to, he's efficient, right? Right? Like, he's not going to sit here and BS you, whatever. But I do think he cares. I think he's like, yo, this is still a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just an 18-year-old kid. He just went through something traumatic. Like, I think he still can connect with people on a emotional level. He's just not gonna be lovey-dovey about it. He's gonna be like, look, I know this is hard. Let me break you off some money. This is hard. Let me help you out with school, or pay some bills or something. Like, he's practical and understanding, but if the world is on the line, like, yo, forget your feelings. Like,
I was just about to
release the Kraken.
It's not so many jobs to where I can hold to where I'll accept my superior cussing me out and screaming at me. It just depends on the situation, but I understand it here. He's like, well, god damn it, get it working. It's like, oh, usually I'll be like, that's too aggressive. But like you said, the world is on the line here, and so I understand it. We got this big beast right here with the mindset of an 8-year-old. How you feeling about the Guardians, the new Guardians? And also,
go ahead.
We see that what is his name? Rudy? Is it his human name
Robot?
now? Yeah, I mean, because we called him Robot in season 1.
Yeah.
Since he has a new body now, I think his name is. I forgot. I should have wrote it down. So y'all don't rip me up in the comment section.
Rip him up.
But
it's good engagement. It's good engagement. Rip him up.
He is the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Globe. But now, he has different feelings and emotions because he's a human being now in sorts, and so he's feeling emotions, and he's not able to adapt to his situations here and there like he was before. But I like the team too. I don't have all the images I thought I would have. But besides them, we got Immortal is coming back to give them strength, and we also have a new character by the name of Bulletproof, who seems like he's going to be the new hothead instead of
like he's gonna die.
Rex Glow. How you feel about the Guardians, man?
So first of all, I was cracking up so hard when I was rewatching the last episode, when Rudy came in and he was like, "Hey guys," and Rex was like, "Why do you have my face?"
Yeah.
Like, why do you look like me?
Right.
This man straight stole his DNA.
Didn't think that through at all.
As if you couldn't have found any other random person on the street. You found this guy and said, why?
Yeah.
He would not let that go. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, look, either way, I always thought that they were always a team that needed to work together. Like, they're not experienced, and I like that, right? Like, I think that it's one of those things that doesn't get highlighted enough, when we see stuff like the Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, we don't really see we like seeing them work together and be totally in sync, but that's not how teams really work. Like you need practice, you need training, you need experience. Like that, seeing that growth within the teams are pretty cool. So I like the fact that we're at least getting to see that with them one way or another.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we are. We are. Another we talked earlier about characters popping back up. Definitely didn't think Olga was gonna pop back up from season one. She had a brief little scene here with Deborah. I thought she was gonna kill her because she had that knife. You know, if you guys don't remember, she was the wife or fiance to the speedster. You know, that in the first season, and so she popped up as well. You know, I just like how they're bringing everybody back. But man, one of the main plot points of the story is I love what Angstrom is trying to do right now. He doesn't want violence. You know, he doesn't want to murder anybody. He wants to create a utopia and help everybody. And well, I'll save that comment. But I was so fascinated by the science and the technology and all the knowledge that they're putting behind this right here. All these geniuses here. You got the Marlon twins and this guy. He was like, I am a genius, but I'm not the right type of genius. I think that's exactly what he said. And they're able to come together like, look, man, we can use our powers for good, even though y'all are criminals. And you know, I'm over here doing my thing with the portals. I was like, hell yeah, I want to see this. A thousand minds combined into one. It seems dangerous, but if anybody can pull this off, it's them. And he's been hard at work, bro. It's also fascinating to see like all of them get together. Kind of reminds me of the Council of Kings. What's his Reed Richards from Fantastic? What's the
Council of Reed?
Thank you. It's simple. I love that. I was watching like, oh hell yeah, what they do? You know what I'm saying? This is amazing. So how did you feel about that, man?
I had same thoughts. I mean, but the interesting thing, like to your point about them collaborating, what I like about this show is they're constantly blurring the lines about stuff like that. Like, you know, you see Cecil has used bad things to accomplish his goals. He used that dragon monster or whatever it was to fight against Omni-Man. You know, he used the mad scientist stuff to use those soldiers to fight against Omni-Man. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised that, you know, that's my little theory. I wouldn't be surprised if he used some other technology for other things, but I don't want to spoil nothing. So I'll leave it at that. So, you know, but at the same time, we're seeing that like we also saw Robot Rudy using the Mauler twins clones to make his body. So everybody is using everyone. And it's not just like, oh, I want to conquer the world. I want to do. It's like, nah, you got some good ideas over here. I might not agree with you, might not even like you, but I respect your science and your technology or whatever it is. So I definitely like the fact that everybody is doing and using each other to accomplish their goals.
Yeah, man. And it's not so many times where the good guys, the protagonists, the people that we're supposed to root for are wrong. And if Cecil would have minded his damn business and not snooping around everywhere, they would have been more successful with their plan here because he wasn't doing nothing wrong. He's he's literally trying to save.
We don't know that. They don't know who he is.
Well, exactly.
All they saw were the Marlon twins, and they was like, what are y'all doing? Because y'all don't be up to no good.
Well, I give you that. Right. They didn't know, but they were doing something good for humanity, not in just this world, but multiple worlds. I'm just like, wow, if you would have just chilled out for 30 more seconds.
Maybe. Because here's the thing, like, just because that's what he said he wanted to do, we don't know if that's what he would have ended up doing. You know, I mean, think about it like this. Dr. Doom want to save the world too.
Good point.
You know, he just want to save it by making himself God. You know what I'm saying? And having people worship him. Thanos want to save. Thanos want to feed the children. Right?
You just shut my whole thing down. Okay.
You know, I'm just saying, all these villains are good people in their own eyes. You know?
Right. Okay. Well, I got you. It was and again, this
Mark
was
said getting
another
his butt whooped.
surprise. I did not think that we was gonna get more Mauler twins from other dimensions, and they
Hold
beat
on,
the hell out of them.
time out.
What's up?
This bothers me so much.
What's that?
Mark spent all his life hoping and wishing for the time and day for him to get some superpowers. Okay. He finally got them, throwing garbage cans in the air and all that stuff. Okay, great. You got your powers.
Okay.
Then you started getting your costume, started flying around. Then you started getting your butt whooped. Like you started getting your butt whooped multiple times by different heroes and villains and stuff like that. So at that point, you started to realize, man, I gotta figure this thing out. I gotta figure out how to fly better. I gotta figure out how to like take these villains down better. I gotta figure out how to trust better. All of that. But at no point, especially after your own daddy whooped your tail to the brink of death.
Yeah.
And fast forward even beyond that to where now he's like a crime fighter and he's doing all these little tasks and stuff. At no point did you think to yourself, maybe I should learn how to fight. At no point you thought, let me go to my local dojo and just learn how to kick. Let me go to the local gym and throw some hands. Why does Mark constantly just not want to train on just learning how to fight? You got all these powers, but you don't want to learn how to use them?
Well, let me push back. I say he does know how to fight. Remember, you said that his daddy beat him to the brink of death. Remember, that was just a few weeks ago, a month ago.
That was.
And so that's not that much. I see if it was like a year or two.
Sure.
And two, he was going through stuff. You know, this is therapeutic for him. You know, getting back out in the field. So, and the Maulers are not weak. You know, and it was 12, 10, 11 of them. You know what I'm saying? So
that's even more reason why I'm like, at some point, even if you were going through some traumatic stuff, how many times have we known that, like, you know, physical activity is usually a good way to exercise that stuff out? Because he wasn't traumatic enough, you know, or traumatized to the point where he didn't go out and go fight these criminals. He was still going out and doing that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it, don't you want to do it more efficiently? Like, just I just want him to stop getting beat up so easily. Like, he gets beat up every time.
I wouldn't say he get beat up easily. He gonna lose against his daddy. And it was 10 Mauler people. And so those are the only people
struggling with the two.
But they not weak though. They're not weak. Come on. I mean, he is invincible, but I don't
maybe I'm tripping. I just want Mark to get better. That's all. I want him to get better.
We are rooting for Mark. But y'all let us know what you think. I'm gonna say that comment. We're getting to the end now. We talked about the team and stuff.
Yeah.
Immortal, he was the original Guardians of the Globe. But when Mark is out taking a little midnight stroll or whatever, we see Immortal coming here like, hey, bro, Caesar says you're part of the team, but I don't trust you yet. You know, that's I can't necessarily get mad at Immortal for saying that.
No,
you know, he trusted his daddy, and you know they got the same bloodline. So I like that they threw that little wrench in there as well. Just kind of makes things a little bit more spicy. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate that right there. But yeah, man, in Angstrom, he had the master plan, but he should have kept his damn helmet on. He didn't. Blew up. That's my only gripe. I didn't really want everybody to be blown up. Everybody, the whole everybody, like that was kind of annoying.
I told you, multiverse stuff don't matter, man. All them other multiverse versions, they didn't matter.
Well, I guess that's a good way to clean it up. But I was just I really wanted this to, you know, go into fruition. Like I really wanted to see what he was capable of with 1,000 minds in his head. I mean, we don't know. He got a lot. Yeah, he still might. And we see that I guess one Mauler died, or they combined, and he's all deformed, and he's like, F everybody, I'm not trusting nobody no more. And so it's interesting too, because in his mind, Mark is a villain to him now. You know, he's like, I'm gonna get my revenge. I'm deformed, I'm ugly, Frankenstein. But, you know,
I wonder if it's also because he shares a lot of memories from his other counterparts. So keep in mind, some of his other counterparts have dealt with an evil Mark. So I wonder if all of that is just confusing him because he can't tell the difference.
Good point,
And he
sir.
was like, man, that was the other people's memories. He was like, man, they're my memories.
Good point. Good point.
So
and somebody mentioned that
mad scientist now.
Somebody mentioned that in the episode. They said that in other universes or whatever, Mark did team up with his dad, and of course we saw that at the beginning. Right. It wasn't just a dream sequence. So good point. That's why I invite you here. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff. Y'all subscribe to the channel. One of my last things, and you can close it out however you want. I was initially bummed out, but they fixed it at the end, because one of the things I loved about season 1 is every time they said Invincible, they didn't really say it. The title will pop up.
Yeah.
And with the music and the blood splattering all over the screen, and they kept saying it in this episode without. I was like, well, what are you doing? That's what made it so great.
They effing with us. That's
all. And they did it at the end.
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta go get Invincible. And I was like, yes, they did it. And so great way to end the episode. Angstrom, he's pissed off. One of the Marler twins is pissed off. I love this first episode, man. I thought this was a great intro to kick off season 2. I couldn't be happier. And so I just got to say, great job, 2 thumbs up. And I really just can't wait to engage with other people, YouTube and other platforms, creative spaces, to see their thoughts as well. Because I am entertained, man. I am really entertained. And it's been a minute that I've been Marvel, they up and down. I didn't like the ending of Secret Invasion, and I hated that. It started out so great. And Loki, they strong right now. Please stick the landing. Please stick the landing. And so
they got 2 more to go.
Yeah, and I'm not watching Gen V right now, so I don't know about that. I know I'm sleeping. I'm
Gen
sleeping.
V is good.
This is good, man. But yeah, man, your final thoughts on the first episode.
One other thing that we didn't really talk about that I do appreciate they incorporated was just more of the after effects. Like, they really made you understand what Omni-Man did was jacked up. Like, this isn't their 9/11. This is their Godzilla attacked.
Yeah.
What next?
Yeah.
Everybody got PTSD. Everybody is like, yo, can we trust superheroes? Yo, like, I'm looking at the mom, like, she's like, she heard everything Omni-Man said. This woman is damaged.
Yeah.
And she like, what? So I like the fact that we're seeing the realistic. It's not like, oh, okay, it's been 3 weeks. Like, you don't get over stuff like this.
You don't, bro.
This is a different level of grief and trauma that is not normal. It's not like, oh man, I lost a loved one, or what?
My puppy died. Yeah,
but I am the puppy.
Yeah.
This is new level stuff. So I really like the fact that they didn't just gloss over this. This is real. It's obviously gonna linger. And it affects and changes the characters. Like, this is good character development that we're getting so far. So I'm with you on that. 2 thumbs up as well. This was solid episode. And it's a great way to kind of come back after a very long wait.
Yes. Great job, everybody that's involved. Amazon, the comic creators. I'm trying to think of that name real quick, but I couldn't.
Robert Kirkman.
Yeah, there you go. Great job. So yeah, this was season 2, episode 1, a lesson for your next life. I definitely will be back to talk about episode 2 in some capacity, whether it's a recap like this, a live stream, something. I'm gonna be covering the hell of this show because I'm having a good time. So let us know what your thoughts about this episode, whether you liked it, you hated it, whether you agree or disagree with us. Again, we're gonna read all these comments and engage with you guys. So thank you for tuning in. Before we head out of here, man, Eman, what you got going on your lovely channel for all the good people to look forward to?
And right now, you come on through every Friday. We got our live chat. We go over all the news from the week. And of course, now we're going to combine that with Loki reactions as well. So, make sure you watching Loki before, everybody else spoil it online. Come on through, get caught up on all the nitty gritty stuff happening in the movie and TV world, and, come and talk about Loki, and have us a good old time.
Right on. I will say one thing about Loki. I don't think they should have released a trailer for episode 5.
Oh, they spoiled it. And
Man,
that was really, really bad on Marvel's
stupid.
part. Like,
That's why
I'm so mad that they
yeah,
did that.
man.
Like,
That's why
I
I
mean,
asked
some
you
of
the
it
other
was
day. I was like, "Did you
obvious.
actually watch the trailer?"
So,
You know, that's why I asked
unfortunately,
you
I
that.
ended up watching it, but, like,
Horrible.
because people kept talking about it. So I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, let me just see." And then I was like, "Why would y'all show this?" Like,
Oh, man, yeah.
you already had a lot of momentum going into this. People were like, "What's gonna happen? What's gonna
Yeah.
happen? What is it? And then you literally show it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a huge disconnect in Marvel somewhere
Yeah.
where it's kind of like the marketing and the creatives, they need to get on the same page
Yeah.
because it makes no sense for it's almost like y'all don't realize how your audience and fan base are reacting to things.
Right.
Because it's almost like y'all had a plan and you sticking to the plan and you're not flexible enough to realize, you know what? Maybe we don't need this trailer. Maybe we just need a trailer of recapping what happened in the last episode and hype up, find out what happens next.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Or
That's
make
all you have
yeah.
to do. And then that's all we need to see.
Or have Miss Minute's voice just talking
just
crazy in the background. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
many other ways
yeah.
to build up hype for this next episode after that great cliffhanger, and they just be like, "Yeah, we're just gonna show you what happened."
I was mad, bro. I was
huge fail.
I was
Huge
mad.
fail.
I was like, "What are y'all doing?" Like,
Yeah,
it's like one of the best cliffhangers ever.
yeah.
And y'all going anyway. So yeah, we agree on that. As far as I'm concerned, man, y'all come through. I got a few videos for y'all: movie reviews, spoiler reviews, martial arts series, superhero, movie news roundup, power, all that good stuff. Got a lot of stuff cooking in the kitchen. Can't wait to talk about it more. You're gonna have to subscribe to find out. But guys, again, we just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget, I'm B. Avery. That's Eman. And that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.
Game